I'm Aaron Loki Johnson. You're listening to OpenAir on 102.3 FM. Conductor and choir leader Travis Branam formed a children's choir in 2011 to bridge the gap between his world of classical music and the underground music scene he discovered in Denver. He calls it the 303 Choir. Branam goes further than simply arranging the music of local Denver bands for a children's choir. He creates opportunities for collaborations with students who rehearse alongside local songwriters and musicians. Today, Travis Branam is in the CPR Performance Studio with several of the young performers from the 303 Choir. They're joined by their latest featured artist, a Fort Collins singer-songwriter who is no stranger to our studio, Danielle Anderson of Danielle Ate the Sandwich. The 303 Choir plays a show Monday, September 21st with Danielle Ate the Sandwich at the King Center. Welcome, Travis. Hello, young artists. And it's good to have you back, Danielle.
Hello.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You can all say hi.
Hi.
Travis Branam, how did this choir come to be? What led you to explore the Denver underground music scene, and what was the light bulb moment that led you to create the 303 Choir?
Well, I'm an assistant conductor for the Colorado Children's Chorale, so I'm a professional classical musician by trade. And something that's always disturbed me is the gap between the classical music world and everybody else. I grew up in a family that was not big on classical music, but I grew to appreciate both. And so the gap, not only between the artists themselves, but the people who choose to listen to different kinds of music, has always kind of bothered me. And so after many failed attempts to get people to care about my choir concerts and classical music, I decided to kind of flip the script and say, I'm not going to ask anybody to support me anymore. I'm going to try and figure out what it means to support other people. And that was the light bulb moment where I started checking out local talent and going to venues and places I'd never been, and learning about music I didn't know existed that was incredible and humbled me and made me want to use my position as a conductor with the Children's Chorale to bring a greater awareness to this music with youth and families.
So tell me about this recent collaboration. How did you arrive at Danielle Anderson, and what made you decide that Danielle Ate the Sandwich would be a good collaborator, and what's your favorite song from Danielle Anderson?
I found Danielle's music through social media a long time ago, and I've really enjoyed her sense of melody, for one. I think that it's something that that is beneficial to the kids as they grow as young musicians and young artists. But probably most importantly, I love the unique subject matters that she chooses to write about and the perspective that she has on them. In 303, we don't do a lot of music that's romance-based or really like party-based, or a lot of the themes you might hear on the radio. I would like for the kids to know, hey, there are other things you can write songs about. So that's probably the biggest thing that made me want to reach out and figure out a way to collaborate with Danielle.
Was there a particular song that jumped out, or that you appreciate from Danielle Ate the Sandwich that you think is a good fit for 303?
I think Faith in a Man. I just love the picture that she paints of how we put our trust in things like roads and freeways and even something as simple as a curtain rod to stay in place, and we just trust that it's going to happen. And I just think that's a unique thing to sing a song about, and a unique perspective to bring to the kids' attention.
Ready? A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Headed south on roads paved by man, we make our way furiously over a steel belt to rise above all the God-given glory of the world. I put my faith in a man, I put the tools to build the trust I have for him, mine in his hands and all the stony car, but until our stories, I put my faith in a man. We arrive at the mountain top with peaks as wide as a bird's wings, arches formed back to hold the walls, and gravity is nothing more than what we've lost. We should have gone instead to Nineveh, Jonah
curtain rod still hangs, garden hose still pours, telephone pole string their songs from shore to shore. Curtain rod still hangs, the garden hose still pours, telephone pole string their songs from shore to shore. I put my faith in a man, I put the tools to build the trust I have in his hands. I put my faith in a man, I put the tools to build the trust I have in his hands.
I put my faith in a man. I put the tools to build the trust I have for him in his hands. All the stony art, gonna tell our stories. I put my faith in a man.
All right, moving on to Danielle Anderson of Danielle Ate the Sandwich. What's been your experience so far from this collaboration, working with the 303 choir?
My experience so far has been incredible. I've really only worked with the actual kids. Our first practice was this Monday, so we're at Thursday now, so I've only known them for 3 days. But from the moment I walked into the room of their choir practice, I was welcomed, and I performed first, and then they kind of jumped in and played with me, and their energy levels, their enthusiasm, and their talent blew me away instantly. I like that Travis kind of inspires them to move around and feel music, like what he was saying with choral music and most choirs. It's like stand in place, stand up straight, don't move, don't groove. And that's always such a shame to me, because I feel like music is such a full body experience and should be felt through your body, not in a posture is great. Don't get me wrong, Aaron. Posture is great. But I loved immediately that you guys were rocking and feeling the groove. And then we're here today at the OpenAir studios, and we sounded great. If I can boast on air,
I think
is that
you can.
is that
absolutely.
against the FCC
I think
ruling?
it's sounding fantastic.
Can a girl brag on her friends?
Brag away.
We were sounding good. And so I'm really excited for the collaboration. It's a cool opportunity to get to sing with young voices. They sound great. They're fun to be around. And it's also a cool professional opportunity for me to work with Travis, a choir director who's still, you're still running warm-ups, and we still have to speak in musical terms. I've collaborated with other kind of like sofa musicians is what I'll call them, like musicians who wake up late. But it's a different thing and a cool experience to work with like young bright faces and a choir director. You're still kind of a choir director. You're like a cool dude, but you still use fancy words and stuff.
Every once in a while, a fancy word will slip out, I guess.
Has it changed the way you look at your songs, doing these arrangements with so many voices or young voices? And have there been any unexpected turns?
Yeah, I think it gives my songs a new life. Like, oh wow, what a nice addition. Travis came up with some really cool like counter melodies to my song Morning Glories, and something that I wouldn't have heard naturally as the songwriter I am. And so it's cool to think of what can be added with additional voices, incorporating other ideas and other people into the process, and then like writing in the future. It's kind of like, oh well, what could I write next time for the possibility of a chorus of voices, or for the possibility of, choir directors falling in love with my music and wanting their kids to sing my stuff.
All the glowing morning glories, and all the petals fallen, all the flowing roads to freedom, and all the fools who sought 'em. I am one drawer. It hits you like the crash of feet tapping happy on floors. All these mirrors that reminded, shattered at the framing. All the risers stacked with voices of all the morning glories. I am one of those who became someone brave in the face of the storm. I am one of those who was waiting to hold the weight of the world. I am one of those who became someone brave in the face of the storm. I am one of those who was waiting to hold the weight of the world.
So, with some of our younger performers here today, I recognize some of you rising young stars from last year's collaboration with Ian Cook. Some of you have been with this group for a long time. Some of you are brand new. So, what keeps you coming back? Why do you stay involved, and how has it changed your life?
It's everything. I mean, like when I first started, like I couldn't, like I was that one kid that like sat awkwardly in the back and just kind of like twiddled with your fingers. But like now, like I can actually like look people in the eye and like talk to them. And it's just like 303 has really given me a voice more than anything. It's given me a personality, and it's given me something to look forward to. And just the people keep like, oh my God, everybody is so much fun. And meeting the artists is really liberating, like physically and mentally, because it's no longer just somebody you hear in your headphones. It's somebody standing in front of you, and they have a face and a personality and a whole backstory. It's just the experiences are mainly what keeps me back.
Well, part of it is the diversity of the group. You know, you come to 303 and you see all of these different people, and we all look so different and probably have a million different tastes in music, but we show up to rehearsal and we're all rocking out to the same song. We're all either rapping, or sometimes we sing classical music, or like we're singing Danielle Ate the Sandwich songs. And that's just kind of really amazing to have that experience with people who seem so different from you. And I mean, also just 303 in general, it really broadens your taste in music.
It's been really cool for me. Like, my confidence has skyrocketed since I started this. I mean, like, I used to be, like Marisha said, I was like the kid who sat in the back and didn't really talk to people, and I was really shy and nervous. And now, like, it's not just confidence in school functions, but I've actually like started writing my own songs and like exploring new styles of music because of this, which is really fun and really cool.
This was a question I was going to actually ask for the group. This would be a good time to ask. Anyone can chime in. How many of you from this experience think you will have a professional career in music? Anyone plan to pursue it? You can say.
Yes. Me.
Yeah.
I love singing.
You've been listening to the 303 Choir. We've been speaking with Travis Branam, who's collaborating with Danielle Ate the Sandwich in the CPR Performance Studio. Before we get out of here, you guys have a chant for 303 Choir. Can I hear you do that one time for us?
1, 2,